What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Capital, and we are back for another Premier League show. I've got who's the new guy?
I don't know.
I've got the new guy, KayGee, in the building.
Good on ya, fellas.
Oh,
welcome, mate.
Mr. A-League Pods. What happened to them? You're keeping them videos private these days. You're charging.
Too much.
You're charging.
You know, all these appearances on all these other channels.
So is this OnlyFans shit happening with you now?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
only A-League.
A-League wrap up.
Only A-League.
It's like naked news type thing. So
So you guys will talk football in any sort of
So it's
costume
not-
or
it's
whatever.
any kind of ball.
It's not a
mate.
wrap up. It's the unwrap up.
It's the unwrap. Yes,
Yeah, the
it's
unwrap.
A-League unwrap up.
All right, and I've got, like always, the Aussie Gooner. Mate, week in, week out, he's been coming in with the 3 points, with the W. He was coming in with the 7-Up bottle a couple of weeks, almost
It's
a couple
alright.
of
It's
weeks
still
ago.
relative, the 7-Up bottle.
And now he's just bringing in the bottles because his team is capitulating slowly. He's fucking it up for United now because you're going to give City the title and that treble and a 3-peat. You silly fucks.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, I know.
Mate, they're going to do the double-double.
They'll
can't-
do the quadruple, mate. The way they're going, they'll do it again
mate,
next season. The way they're
We
going.
can't give City the treble and the
There's not.
3-peat.
You're not giving it. They're just taking it, bro.
Well, you're
We
giving it.
can stop him. We can stop him from a treble.
Hey, we're gonna try to be Brent.
What are you gonna do?
Brighton in the FA Cup.
You guys are gonna
FA
stop
Cup.
them. You're just gonna go out
FA
there and just
Cup.
start snapping players. Is that how you gonna stop them, huh?
Go FA
Maximum
Cup.
injuries.
The FA
An
Cup.
FA Cup and a Carabao Cup. That's about as good
And
a
then
season Liverpool had last year, and they played like 600 million games, didn't they?
Yeah, they
And
did.
it was a very successful season for them.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it was
silverware.
Arsenal's '92 season,
It's silverware. Fuck off.
wasn't it? Well, wasn't
Silverware.
it? FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
Yeah. Oh,
So if they're
Yeah.
calling Liverpool's season the best last season, fucking all these games, Arsenal had the same season.
Yeah.
bro. Fucking. We're talking fucking donkeys. ago,
'92,
bro.
bro. That's what I mean.
Doesn't matter.
And it was
It's when the
no
Premier
one
League
had a
started.
parade then. They had a parade.
I think we might have had a parade. Might have been 7-8 people.
Yeah, well, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, depends. If we do some damage and we get a bus parade, Borch, I've got a present for you at home.
Oh, mate, he's got the
some-
keys.
Meanwhile,
He's got the keys.
He's
to
giving
the-
you presents a minute ago. We're talking about OnlyFans and fucking nude fucking shit,
He'll be number one subscriber, mate. I'll give him a free subscription, free
I'm
sub.
trying to get my financials in order to,
Jesus Christ.
to subscribe.
What are you getting into, bro? Oh my god.
But guys, yeah, we are in the building. Another round of Premier League action, and it's heating up. Don't know what's happening. I don't even know where to begin.
Let's
Steve.
start with Arsenal.
He wants to get it out of the way.
Can't get out of no. Let me see. Let's see. What was the?
Let's start with Arsenal.
But you guys were last night, mate. We had.
All right, so, okay, what do you
let's go.
wanna-
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go to the
Wherever
dodgy
we
games.
go, it doesn't matter.
The dodgy games first. You know, you got Villa
Dodgy
and
games.
Villa and Newcastle.
That was wow for me.
What did I say to you? I said
Unai.
United will get more wins than Tottenham and Newcastle. So that's one check off the
You
list.
know Unai Emery, seriously,
Not-
has
not-
that guy turned
just
their
wait.
season around?
There's still 8 games to go, Borch.
It's all right. They've already dropped
Don't
one.
put the mocker on us.
Unai Emery
Good
has
coffee.
turned that Aston Villa's season has turned
Bro,
around
they're
for
in a
Unai.
top
I'm
400.
telling you, mate, they are.
They're not
Ollie
top
Watkins, best FPL signing for me, mate.
Mate, more
Just
goals.
quietly.
Wally Watkins.
Ollie
Watkins.
More goals than Saka. Star boy for Arsenal.
Here
More
we go,
goals.
here we
12 and 13, mate. What's going on, Steve?
Mate.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. We can't have goals. We can't have all our fucking players on fucking top-notch goals, bro. We got them all over the pitch, bro.
That way is Mr. Penn, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But look,
Can't get them all, mate.
Newcastle, bro, to be honest, they've been flying high. Obviously beat United not long ago as well. Demolished us, not just on the scoreline, but in the game as well. You know, they've been looking good.
You weren't surprised by the result?
Against Newcastle?
Yeah.
What?
So I-
the United one?
No, this one here,
This
3-0.
Oh,
3, yeah.
I wouldn't have predicted
No,
3-0.
I wouldn't have put any money on Newcastle losing this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought
Maybe draw.
5-1.
tie.
They beat us 2-0, then demolished West Ham 5-1.
Yeah.
And like you're going into the game against Villa. Yes, I know it's away, and Villa have been doing, they've been doing not too bad the last couple of games, but I still thought
top four on the line.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
type
sitting third on goal difference,
Yeah.
and I thought they were going to go out there and do the job. It wasn't the case, but
They're not a team that leaks goals. This is the other thing.
Another thing as well, yeah.
Newcastle very tight, and for this to happen, you got to either say this is the argument. Were Newcastle that bad and Aston Villa that good? Is that what it was? Because it looked
a little bit of both,
I think,
because like
yeah.
Watkins gets that goal disallowed with VAR, and like literally that's a warning sign.
Yeah,
and a couple
literally
minutes later,
happens.
they're
couple
bang.
minutes.
They've scored again. And look, good on Villa, bro. They've been climbing since Stevie G has left the helm.
Yeah, well, Unai Emery took over, and then they beat us
16th.
They beat us 3-1. Yeah.
Weren't they 16th at the time?
Yeah, I think
16th
so.
or something?
Yeah.
And now look where they are, 6th.
7th, I think.
7th or
6th or
6th?
7th. Yeah, you're right.
6th, yeah.
6th.
Yeah, there you go.
6th. Jeez, and if that's not a climb, seriously.
And look, yeah, that's right.
They've
I
been
was
doing
going
the
to say they
business.
don't have a game in hand compared to everyone else.
But still,
They're still up there.
They're in European football.
Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, big result for Villa. Not so much for Newcastle there, boys. Let's go.
just before we go, like Villa haven't improved their lineup since he came, right? Or have they? They haven't.
No,
really,
I don't
Not
think,
really.
They
I
haven't
don't-
really changed.
no,
I
no.
know they brought in Danny Ings.
Danny Ings
Yeah.
in January. That's about
But,
it.
yeah.
That was
But he
it.
doesn't play every game though.
No.
But when he does play, the guy fucking
He does
scores.
pretty well,
Scores.
He does
Yeah.
doubles and stuff.
But
yeah.
that just goes to show, like, managerial change. He didn't have to do too much. Obviously, introduce a system, but he didn't have to do too much player-wise.
Well, that's the key point there, bro. It's
Yeah.
a system there. Steven Gerrard comes in. It's not the same as the Rangers over there in Scotland. It's a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
ball game. I mean, you've seen
Exactly.
it with some of these managers, with Lampard even coming back now. Lampard, we'll talk
Yeah.
about Chelsea as well. I mean, then you need to have some sort of system. You see how it is Klopp and Pep.
Yeah.
Arteta now, after a couple of years or a couple of seasons, his system is kind of in place.
Yep.
United to a little bit of extent
seeing
where there's
early
something,
signs.
early
Yeah.
signs where, hey, look, yes, there's a lot of mistakes, but football now is a system-based game. It's not like
Yep.
before, just hit them on the counter and off you go. You know what I mean?
Everyone used to play 4-4-2, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Now we're playing different. But you know, Unai Emery's a specialist when it comes to this. Coming into a team, not spending too much, finding the players that he can work with, and then putting together a formation that's going to suit the players that are on the pitch. He doesn't
Yeah.
just come in and say, this is the formation I play every time, i.e. Conte. He comes in and says, you know, he's very versatile.
Yeah.
And I think Aston Villa fans right now can look at that right now and be very happy and be very excited even for the next season.
Well,
Yeah.
he had a good evening, so
He did.
Oh,
he
mate,
did,
he's
yeah.
been having a lot of good evenings.
Now,
You
some
know,
teams that didn't have a good evening, let's look some of these fringe games, you know, that could mean a lot at the end of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Everton losing 3-1 to Fulham.
yeah.
Palace beating Southampton 2-0. Wolves beating Brentford. I thought that was a bit of a shock as well.
Eze's second strike was nice.
Yeah.
Outside the box, he hit that very well.
Yeah. Let's go to Chelsea at home again. Frankie Lampard has 3 on the bounce, 3 losses, I think it is now.
He's
Including Champions
look,
League.
He's 100%. 100%. He's at 100%. He's perfect.
Well, for who? For the other teams, though.
Yeah, he's at 100%.
Do you think anyone cares, but
He's 100% effective at losing games, and he's mate.
Do you know?
but, like, everyone knows he's going to be caretaker, right? So somebody else is going to come in.
Yeah.
So are they just riding the? Yeah, but that's what I was going to get to. What was the point of getting rid of
Precisely.
Graham Potter right now? It's
Maybe-
not like it's going to get any better.
Maybe it's
Appease the
it's
fans' marketing move.
that could be one. It could be that maybe I know Frank Lampard. Obviously, his record doesn't show that it's getting brighter, you know. But maybe the culture around the club, maybe the vibes around the club in terms of the personnel. Maybe they weren't happy with Graham Potter and his style, and bringing someone like Frank Lampard as a caretaker to try maybe, I don't know, elevate him in whatever way. It hasn't worked in terms of the performances and the scoreline, but you wouldn't want to bring a new manager in. Let's just say, for example, some of the managers that are out there, Enrique, that was maybe linked, and now Guzman. Imagine them coming in and getting 3 losses already on the board with a team that's lacking confidence,
Yeah.
right? And then it's already managers his neck, their
He's
necks
under
on the
pressure
line.
before the season
So you
starts,
rather
the
give the
season
pressure to
starts.
Lampard, who's he knows he's not going to be there. It's a bit of a vibe, bit of a try to put an arm around
Nostalgia a
some,
bit,
put an arm around the players.
Looks like a
the
Band-Aid.
fans, yeah. No, it is. It's
a
not.
Band-Aid.
It doesn't look like it is the actual band-aid. A bit of a bandage on top of that.
But
too.
seriously, after a failed Chelsea stint, a failed Everton stint, like there's another chance at
Yeah, well,
being
failed.
Premier League
Maybe you
manager,
could say
but-
failed Derby stint as well.
Maybe they thought it was
Yeah.
going to be like a Roy Hodgson
But to
effect.
be honest, the first season at Chelsea,
he did well.
Yeah.
he did
'Cause
well.
he was working
Transfer
with
ban,
his-
and he had
yeah.
a lot of young
He
players.
did all right
but
there. Yeah.
they're not looking good there. Chelsea, they still haven't hit the magical 40 points, so they still could get relegated. The magical
Yeah.
40, 20,
It's
29. It's time.
But Brighton,
Did you see that crack?
yeah, man, outside the
The
box.
second goal there, yeah.
I
Look,
was
they're
like-
looking good, man. And we got them in the FA Cup semi, and I ain't even want to make a prediction. I don't want to talk about
But,
them.
Pep, Pep said they are the best at playing the ball out from out the back in the Premier League. and like the way they move that ball, fuck, they're good. Even I know Welbeck came on. But even like watching Danny Welbeck playing that system, you're like, fuck, like how's he not at a better
We're talking
team?
about him like a couple of weeks ago. Like, do we still got a buyback clause?
Yeah.
Arsenal and United, who's going to fight back?
Welbeck comes in, scores that goal, right? But Mitoma was fucking carving into Chelsea. They couldn't stop it. Like
They subbed Cucurella. They subbed him because he was destroying him on that side.
It was fucking horrible, mate. It was fucking horrible.
They brought on Reece James, who
didn't look good.
He just did what he had to do to control it. But that second strike.
It's just they don't got that firepower, man. They need someone up front. They need a clinical finisher.
Lukaku.
They got him and Aubameyang are still
loan,
going to be there. He's going to come back.
He's not going to buy him. He's big.
No, exactly. And it's like Mudryk is the highest assist in Chelsea.
But in this game, he was
with
better.
2 assists this season.
You know what?
He's the highest.
I heard he's the highest. He's got the most assists for Chelsea this season.
So he's got more than Mount.
2.
Look, can I say one thing? In this game, actually, Mudryk was showing some good signs, He was, you know what? He was sort of hung out to dry because him and Enzo Fernandez were probably the only 2 players that you could probably say were actually putting a shift in.
Yeah.
The rest of them were lost. Brighton controlled the game from start to finish, and they're lucky. Chelsea are very lucky it wasn't worse.
Yeah.
Their goal was a deflection, wasn't it?
Yeah, Conor Gallagher's goal was a deflection. The keeper had it all day, but the deflection was just huge.
He's a good keeper too. All right, Sanchez. He's all right.
Yeah, but the last couple of weeks he hasn't been playing him.
No, he was playing
the other guy. I can't remember.
His name.
Can't remember his name, but he was playing him for a couple of weeks. I had to get him out of my FPL. I was doing my head in. But Steve, let's go to North London real quickly. Yeah. Not Arsenal. The other boys.
What are we talking about them? Leave them alone.
Tottenham, this guy, leave him alone. And any chance he has to post about him, he puts a post on.
Leave him alone, bro.
Leave him alone. Because we don't think about Tottenham.
It's like.
Losing at home to Bournemouth.
I picked that they could lose that game.
3-2. Wow.
I was picking a 2-1, but anyway.
Son, again with the goal.
Yep.
Back to back.
Yep.
He's having his little purple patch now. And United got him next. Oh, no, they got Newcastle next, then United. So could be a purple patch run for Son. But, bro, these guys came back. Solanke, he's in my squad. 15 points going to come off the bench. And my FPL is going to come on because Rashford didn't play. Well done. They get ahead. And then you got Dan Juma. Great finish in the 88th minute. You're thinking, okay, they salvaged the point. But at home against Steve.
They were They had their fans leaving in the 82nd minute because I was watching that game.
Yeah, you would, bro. You would.
And this was when they were like 2-1 or 80th minute or something like that. I think it was still 2-1 down. And they got their goal. They were equal. You know what I mean? They were pressing. The difference here is Tottenham are looking like a team that's actually trying to go forward now. The only problem is they haven't got much going forward.
Exactly.
And Bournemouth got them on that counter. The finish was great. It was a well-deserved 3 points for fucking Bournemouth, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a great goal, great finish as well. But Spurs again dropping more points, not helping their situation now. No manager. They got the set that I can't remember his name, but he's second in charge.
Yeah,
Conte's assistant.
Something or other.
Yeah, he was having a punch on.
I haven't really paid attention on Tottenham this season very much, but like, where are the players? Like, where are the guys that were killing it for him? Yeah, last season.
Kulusevski's gotten a bit quiet in the last.
But he was a bit out.
Yeah.
Richarlison can't score and then can't get a game under Conte and then injured on top of it. To top it
His season's been bad there. Yeah.
There was another.
Son was, bro. The guy scored.
Like MIA,
the guy was rubbish all season. Conte benched him, put him on against Leicester, scored a hat trick. And that's all he did till about last week, till he bent one in the top corner.
Yeah.
And now he's on his second purple patch. Bro, they've been rubbish, but somehow they're still in the mix, bro. That's what does my head in. They're snatching last-minute winners or last-minute goals, equalisers, but Harry Kane's carrying them.
Against Brighton, it was VAR that was on their side. Let's just be honest.
Oh, yeah.
God. Yeah, we spoke about that. Like, Mitoma, the handball.
Yep.
Up here, bicep, and it's a handball.
And they were apologising. We'll speak about it last week. They were apologising. Oh, yeah, it was a Højbjerg did say. Well, bro, mate, whoever that guy is apologising, you be in that room. Make that decision.
Yeah.
Bro, fine.
Well, I don't know how they didn't give that pen to Mitoma. Like, clearly gets taken out in the box.
That's what I'm saying.
It was obvious.
They're apologising,
He's looking. He's not.
And then the goal from, was it Welbeck that came off?
Oh, yeah. The deflection.
McAllister. His arm, he could not bring it closer to his body.
Where's
and it's like, that's a hand. Oh, fuck off.
But then they made that rule so ridiculous that if it just hits the arm, it's never going to be a goal.
Yeah, we're going to get into that discussion when it comes to Arsenal as well.
Yeah, you can get ready with your excuses. Yeah.
No, there's no excuses. It's not an excuse. It's
It's fact. We'll get there. You said you'll get there. We'll get there. Before we get into that Man City game, Manchester United, Steve, 3 games in a row. I think after we lost to Newcastle, we beat Bournemouth 1-0, beat Everton 2-0, and now again 2-0. Clean sheets. David De Gea sits on top of the clean sheet stats. So where's your Ramsdales? Where's your the other guys, Keppers and
Edisons and
McAllisters and Allisons.
Everybody's.
And Wards.
And Wards and Sanchez. Where are they? It's David De Gea. The guy can't catch a cold.
He's doing well.
He's keeping a clean sheet.
It's a good show. He's
With
always
Harry
been
Maguire.
a good shot stopper.
With Harry Maguire in front.
Now with Harry,
Now
with Harry Maguire in front. But I was going to say the defense has done a good job this year.
Yeah, they have. Even though we've conceded fucking 50 million, 7-0 and all that.
I know, but like you have those games, but like even that 7-0, like after it happened, and we copped all the abuse online, but it was a blip. Like it was one game. It was an isolated game. I know that we struggled a little bit against Newcastle, but it's not like it went on a trend where we lost 4 out of 5. Like United's been bouncing back.
Yeah, it was close. I think we drew to Southampton.
Considering the injuries we had this week,
this was a big game.
I was a little bit worried about.
It was a big game because, yes, Forest, you could say a little bit of a pushover, but they're in the relegation zone, and you expect the teams to come out firing. Yeah. We got all these injuries, 8 injuries. So Bitzer gets injured in the warm up.
I heard about
a groin injury. So that's another one on the list. Yeah. And to top it off, you could even add the pressure of Tottenham dropping points and Newcastle dropping points. So this gave it was kind of like a championship game where
it's a must.
Championship rounds where you need to win this round to go free clear of all of them. And I think there's a game in hand on Spurs. So I think 6 points in front of Spurs with a game in hand, I think, and with 3 points in front of Newcastle. So and we're on the same game. So look.
We had a similar
and
scenario
they play each other. They play each other next week. So Spurs and Newcastle play. Someone has to drop points. We don't play because we got the FA Cup. So if it's a draw, then we got 2 games.
You're laughing.
And then that puts us in a.
We just got to worry about injuries because it's just starting to pile up games again.
There's room for error. There's room to slip up. Yeah,
you can slip up once or twice
while you're getting them injuries back. So apparently, Shaw, Rashford, and all that are on the brink of coming back. Martinez looks like it's the rest of the season. That's done for him.
That's fucked that.
Varane might be back soon as well. And now we have to rely on Martial not to get injured. The guy's made
Luke Shaw should be back.
Should be back as well, yeah. But then you're playing with unfit players, high-stake games. We've got the Sevilla game that we bottled last week, 2-2. We need to try win this game now over there in Spain.
You guys are going in there weak.
Look, I'll be honest, Sevilla, I don't know, they got so lucky to get away with anything in this game. Like both shots off target and it happened just to go in. We go over there, we just get the job done. Again, no Bruno Fernandes because he's suspended, so let's top that off. But he was fantastic in this game.
He was.
About
probably
time.
His best game of the season.
No goals, no assists, but the way he was controlling, dictating the play. With him and Eriksen as well in that midfield with Casemiro just behind. I think Anthony had a fantastic game as well. Got himself a goal, got himself an assist. Yep. Harry Maguire was breaking ankles, turning players. He was the one that started off that second goal and the great link up for the midfield. But look, regardless of what the performance was, today was all about the result. And for me, we got the 3 points. We're getting out of there. We're going into the semi-final.
Sort of thing.
Hopefully the spirits are up for the semi-finals because it's going to be a fucking hard one against Brighton, to be honest. And
they're going to be G'd for this. They're going to be really G'd for this.
When's the last time they were in a bloody semi-final?
City's got an easier semi, right?
Sheffield United, yeah.
Sheffield, yeah.
You never know in football, mate. Can they help us out?
So Sheffield Brighton final, eh?
You never know.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
If that means City don't win the treble, I'll take that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But look, I think it was a massive win for us. You got anything to add to that one, Kev?
No, just really pleased with all the injuries, with everything. Considering the scenario, it all happened very quickly after Sevilla on Thursday morning Friday morning for us. Just to turn it around that quickly, I was quite pleased to just 3 points, get the fuck out.
Exactly.
Away from home as well.
Exactly.
Which our record doesn't really speak very well for away from home.
Yeah, especially teams in the top half, even though they're not in the top half, but we've got
still
to
injury, and you've got enough injuries to fucking
Exactly.
fill a bus, and you're going away.
Let's go on to Manchester City, the other team in Manchester there. I mean, they just every week
Kill it.
they put 3 on bloody Bayern Munich.
And like that, you know how it is like, let's get this job done early. How many goals we have to score? Let's score 3 goals in 10 minutes, and so we can go home.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
And they're leading 3-0 by 20.
Yeah, exactly. And that could have been. It could have been more. Could have been more as well in that game. But you know what?
First
Again,
goal,
4 goals, 4-1s, week in, week out, 3-1. Now they've picked up form at the right time as well. Players like Jack Grealish stepping up the last couple of weeks has been unplayable. Haaland, more goals than Chelsea. I mean, as the whole club together.
Scored the last one, right?
Scored both. Scored
penalty and the goal. De Bruyne
goal.
got the assist, didn't he?
Mate, that run,
Yeah.
I got to give it to Haaland, man, because he split those defenders, and I didn't, when I watched it, because I didn't watch it live, I watched a replay and I saw the goal, and I'm like, De Bruyne's ball, great, but that run he makes, you're like, far, man.
Big boy, and he's quick, eh?
Yeah, man, and he just like, at first he wasn't even looking at going through that gap, and then all of a sudden he switches on and straight through, and I'm like, man, that's a good finish.
Yeah. And
Striker.
Ian Nacho getting the consolation there for Leicester.
He didn't celebrate either.
He didn't celebrate their former player there, but yeah, bro,
That's
Leicester.
That's Stone's goal. Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're not talking about that. Stone's goal.
Leicester gonna
crack up,
fall.
Bro,
They're gonna fall.
how have they fallen this bad?
They
I want to
need
say
to be
sucked into them.
They need to
Why?
be for sale.
I like at the beginning of the year I had a really weird feeling about Leicester, especially when Kasper Schmeichel left.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
And he
They go to
left
Nice.
on the cheap. He went on
free.
for
I
a
think
million.
free.
I think it was £1 million.
But he went
Okay.
to Nice.
Yeah.
So he's leaving Leicester, Premier League, to go to
Mate.
Nice.
That told me something about
Riviera,
Leicester.
I know.
Riviera,
Central
Steve,
there.
come on,
Hey.
Come on,
But that told me something about Leicester from
Yeah.
the start of the season. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers made some comments in the first half of the season
Yeah,
around
yeah.
spending and this and that, and I felt bad that he left. I don't know, like I'm not very fussed whether or not he stayed or went, but I just thought this guy's taking you guys places as well. Like he's
won
done
the league with them, but he was
Right.
big part of why they won the league.
They were selling players. They were selling players and not putting a cent back into the squad.
Yeah, and that's where I felt a little bit dirty about Leicester. I felt dirty that they didn't do right by Brendan Rodgers as a manager because he wasn't back.
Yeah.
But like whether they're successful or not, I don't really care. But that was sort of dirty for me.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe because the thing that happened with the owner.
His son's
Yeah,
taken
I know.
over.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't think I think this team needs to be for sale. I think ownership
Well,
needs
bro,
to change.
for sale, that could be
Remember, I said that it was
playing on another day next different channel.
at the start of the season. I was saying they got to be for sale. They got to be for
they
sale.
might be
And you know
playing on
what?
another channel, bro.
He's losing money, man. He should have sold them earlier.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they do go down, bro. Because Madison, I'll take him now. Could be a good interchange for Ericsson for us.
What about Barnes?
Harvey Barnes.
I'll Tielemans and Castagna. They can come to Arsenal.
He's still chasing
It's a
him.
sale, huh? It's a sale at Leicester.
It's a sale.
No,
He's
because
still
Tielemans
chasing
is
him,
free.
bro.
Tielemans is a free.
Free agent.
Free. Well, you're not going to take Tielemans for free. For free, bro.
Bro,
We're gonna play him, bro.
Gonna get Arsenal.
Where are you gonna play him? Yeah, bro. If he goes to Arsenal, we're getting Steve a jersey, guys. I can slowly see him coming around. He doesn't want to admit it, but he's slowly coming around to the Madison party. He knows what it's about. He knows.
Slowly
Painting
but
like
surely
Madison.
he'll get there.
Yes. Because I can see his little podcast, the Aussie yarn, Arsenal yarn. He can give me that look, but we can rewind the tapes. Load the cassette.
Borgia keeps receipts.
The receipts are there. He doesn't go in hard on Madison as he did before. Before the conversation started with
But I don't like Madison. I just don't like him. Right? I just don't like him. It's personal.
But we remember. We remember.
Odegaard hasn't been too bad this season. Shut the fuck up, both of you. Yeah?
No one's saying he's been bad.
Yeah.
But when Odegaard comes off, who comes on?
Oh, come on.
Okay,
Aussie
Steve
Gooner comes on.
Sign him
come on.
up.
Fuck it, bro. Forget about ball retention and legs in the midfield, bro. Oscar Pastores FC with this guy on the hill, mate.
The way it works is we're both leaving the field. I'm walking, they're carrying you off. Either way, I get the fucking job done. You just tell me who you want off. That's it. The gaffer just tells me.
Speaking about getting the job done,
Yes.
the last 2 weeks, what's going on?
We got the job done on ourselves.
Oh,
We're doing the job on ourselves.
Yeah. Hold on. Steve,
Yes.
you want to hold this bottle, bro? Oh, okay. Cut. Action. Hey, see?
No, we got 6 minutes. It's all right. Well,
Bro, that's 8 weeks. That's striking.
No, that's not 8 weeks.
That's striking. That's striking.
That's a whole season, isn't it?
All right.
That was, mate. That was.
There's 8 games left, mate. You're going to be fucking.
We'll send
Your
it
last
to the
name's going to be
panel.
Mitrovic.
I don't play for Sporting Rovers, so it's only 2.
We'll send
Well,
it to the
it
panel.
if you play for Fulham, it's 8 weeks. You and Mitrovic, Serbs.
Yeah,
Fucking
true.
easier, yeah.
True.
But guys, Arsenal 2, or should I say West Ham 2,
West Ham 2.
Arsenal 2, but it was Arsenal 2-0.
Yes.
Steve,
Within 10 minutes.
please explain.
Oh, I'd love to.
Had a root transplant.
What happened in this game, board chair? What happened in this game?
Because I messaged you
Yeah.
when that second goal, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? What a goal.
And
I'm like, here we
great
go.
goal. It was. Look,
Wrap it
honestly,
up.
That first goal, we were playing through them. We were having our way with West Ham. Honestly.
Is that his OnlyFans?
Seriously. We were having our way with them.
Have your way, mate.
Seriously, they couldn't get a touch of the ball or even have a sniff. It was like 70% possession Arsenal in the first
Gotta
10
have a
minutes.
sniff.
And we had 2 goals and 2 really well-worked goals within 10 minutes.
I like the first one. It was sloppy defending, but I like the first one.
Yeah, Ben White's ball into Jesus. Keeper just misses.
But even the ball before that, the ball from I think it was Odegaard to Ben White.
Yes.
that was
Played it through.
played it through. The run was right on time, and then it was a well worked goal. You got to appreciate that kind of stuff.
Oh, look, to be perfectly honest, the whole game was looking like it was going to go that way. It was going to be
first 11 minutes looked like it was going to go that way.
Yeah, first 11, yeah. And then there's the pen.
And then,
And then.
and then.
So
Let's go before the pen.
Oh, let's go before the
Where your fan base is talking about that guy that's better than Casemiro who tries to do a little flick in the middle of the park.
Thomas, I'm going to get into Thomas
Partey.
Partey. No, look, Thomas Partey in this game had a horrible game.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey had a bad game. Kirantini had a bad game. And everybody was saying, and this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody comes at Zinchenko, Zinchenko can't defend, but wait a sec.
I'm with you.
Kirantini, he doesn't offer much going forward, Steve. He doesn't offer much going forward,
But
Steve.
defensively.
Okay, but defensively, he's so much better than
Look,
Zinchenko. No, shut the fuck up. 4 fucking passes in the first fucking half where he gives it to West Ham. 4 fucking passes. He hands it over to West Ham. And it's like, but he doesn't offer much going forward. No, he doesn't. He's playing Zinchenko's position. He's trying to get in between the midfielders. He's calling out to Jacka, pass me the ball. There's 2 fucking players there. He's not shifting. He's not making a run. I'm just going to stand behind the defenders. Seriously.
Where's the whiteboard?
And then no, seriously. And so we see. I'm still trying to figure out all these big Arsenal fans out there. They've got this fucking hard on for Kirantini. He can't do no wrong. Now, I'm not going to blame Kirantini for everything in this game. But the only reason I'm coming hard onto Kirantini now, like a cunt, right? No shit, is because everybody sat there and they fucking hammered Zinchenko. And don't get me wrong, Kirantini is a decent left back. And I like my left back to be a left back. But I understand why Zinchenko plays in the position that he does. I understand why he's our left back. Now, I hope these Arsenal fans can get their head out of their asses and realise we're not playing fucking 4-4-2 anymore. Those days are gone. You understand? 4-4-2 is dead. Arsene Wenger bought 4-3-3 in here, and you guys were all excited about it back in the day. And now we are playing with an inverted left wing back.
Is this the pressure board?
No, it's not the pressure. It's I get the shits. No, I get the shits with the fucking KT Zinchenko.
It was Orthodox Easter, mate, cracking the eggs.
Serious.
Arsenal's on that.
And so I've had just about enough of that bullshit with the KT fucking chat. So now I hope everyone can see that KT, unfortunately, is not going to be the answer to all your fucking dreams. But Thomas Partey, on the other hand, in this game, if he doesn't get a 3 out of 10 for his performance in this game, that would be me being nice. He had 12 minutes of absolute wonderful football. I'm watching him control the midfield. And then he decides, you know what? I'm just going to go to sleep. Declan Rice, all right, allows Declan Rice to have his way. Now, don't get me wrong, Declan Rice does handle the ball. Yes, he does. And you know what? Because it wasn't the bicep, it was the forearm, it's not a handball. Okay, so this is what you guys have to understand about handballs. Here is okay. Here is not okay.
So what's your issue, though? It was a handball, but there's no issue about the penalty being given.
That's my
Oh,
problem.
yeah, thank you.
That's
Kev.
my problem.
I forgot
The
about.
penalty-
Hold on.
No, the penalty.
They didn't hear me, bro.
No, the penalty here, right?
Do you
he
think it
gets-
should have been brought back?
Yes.
No,
No,
it
it
shouldn't.
can't
It
be.
can't be.
No, it has to be.
It can't be.
No,
That
because-
was a handball.
No,
They should have
it's-
called the
it's-
handball.
But that's not the rules, but.
they're not the rules. We
You-
copped
you-
it as United copped it. We've copped it.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it's a
It's
fucking
not,
clean
it's not a,
cut.
yeah,
It is
yeah,
a
but
handball.
Steve, it's a
It has
handball.
to be.
If
He
it's a
has to be the
handball.
one to score the goal.
Yeah.
If he
So
doesn't score the goal,
another,
they can't call it back.
There was another play, which is the penalty, right?
Which is a clear penalty. That is a penalty.
Okay, yeah.
Because Gabriel
but
takes him out. Fuck
they
it.
can't bring it back. They can't bring it back to the handball because he didn't score.
If he was the one to get the penalty or score, they would have called the handball.
Yeah, yeah. Because it was a different
That's
play.
the rule.
Oh, it wasn't
It's
a
a
different
shit
phase.
rule,
It's
but
a
that's
shit
the
rule.
rule.
It is.
It's a shit
Bro,
rule.
how many times is Rashford this season? There's twice. One against Wolves, one against
jumps
Everton.
over the player and
he
hits-
jumps over Pickford. Pickford hits the ball. His arms are here and he hits it, but because he scored, I don't know. It's the stupidest
It's a
thing. But
shitty rule.
We copped one against, I think, West Ham last season. Something very similar.
Luke Shaw,
Was it Luke Shaw?
last minute.
Yeah?
But that was a bit out, which is you seen him given.
Yeah.
It was literally like Antonio's one. His hand was out.
yeah, his
Yeah.
hand
But it was
out.
so close. It was even closer than that. And then De Gea saved that last minute as well
Yes,
to
that's
save
right,
us.
he did too. It
After
was,
Lingard pocketed it in the top
What
corner.
was the guy's name? He was retiring that year. West Ham legend.
Oh,
What was his name?
yeah. Mark Noble.
Yeah,
Mark
no,
Noble. He
Out of
missed
all the,
it, yeah.
it was his last game or something as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
But back to the fucking shambles that was Arsenal. We just got to go back to the fucking shambles.
Steve, would you be talking like this if Saka buries that penalty?
Yes. All day.
You think so? Even
Yeah,
if
because
they take,
because
they take
because
a 3-1 lead.
because I've got a penalty. They've got a penalty now, right? I've got Aaron Ramsdale in between the sticks, who can't save a penalty to save his life.
Steve, mate, he's been your number one for almost 2 seasons now.
No. He's our number one. But I'm just saying, I have to look when you got to call it straight. He can't save a penalty to save his life.
We had De Gea in the Europa League final, couldn't save it 1 out of 11.
and then he missed it.
And then he missed
he
one.
missed the one that was like,
Ramsdale can't save a penalty even if I fucking told him where I was going to take the shot. He'd still go the opposite way. Okay?
I think penalties are becoming harder for keepers.
for keepers,
now.
yeah. Can't
They've got to
move,
keep that
can't
foot
do,
on
can't
the
hit the
on
crossbar,
line.
can't shake
Yeah.
the
What about
goal.
near post? Defending your near post, is that getting harder?
No, yeah, okay.
Is that getting harder?
You're talking about the second goal, yeah?
Because there's two people at fault there. And that's Aaron Ramsdale and fucking KT. That's the same guy I was talking about. I remember him. He can really fucking defend, is it? I've got defenders back here. I've got a left back that's what? Sitting where? Where Zinchenko should be? Oh, he's not covering his man. I thought he was a good defender. Thought he was a great defender. Top notch.
Dude, you could blame
Jared
5
Bowen.
people for that goal.
No. End of the day, you've got a fucking back line. You've got a left back who's supposed to be a left back, right? Who's supposed to be covering his fucking man, right?
Cracking,
Who's so
bro.
fucking far forward, he might as well be the number 8.
Steve, if you can score from 6 yards out and you're blaming one guy.
Dude, you got to cover the man. He's the left back.
Yeah, but also there's centre backs as well. There's other
I
defenders.
understand there's centre backs, but did you see
That's
the
what
amount
I'm
of
saying.
did you see the amount of bodies that were there? The centre backs can only stay tight, side by side. They got to get tight. What do you want them to do? Stretch out.
You got to go to the ball.
And Bowen ain't a slow player. We all know how Bowen moves.
They should have pushed up for the offside trap, mate. They fell asleep.
I think
Tini was the only one that moved up.
Tini was so far forward, he might as well be hanging out with their goalkeeper.
He was told to attack.
Told to attack.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Is
So
it-
unfortunately, Kieran Tini costs us a goal, and Aaron Ramsdale doesn't do us any fucking favors by not being able to fucking
Yeah, but
defend
alright.
his near post.
I think that's unlucky.
Look, two
That's what it
two
was.
goals up again.
Yeah.
Last week against Liverpool.
And 40 minutes, and it takes 40 minutes to 45 minutes, and now it's 2-2. That's the average time. So what happens is we score 2 goals, and in about 45 minutes, they'll be up back square 2-2. About 45 minutes. I've checked that out too.
So,
I
Arsenal,
have
so
no
Arsenal
idea.
doesn't want to play the last 20.
Yeah, I have no idea what this guy's on about.
Now what we do is we score 2 goals, and then within the next 45 minutes, the other team will have scored 2 goals.
I know, but you still got 20 minutes to save the game.
Yeah, and we still don't.
I just think the subs came on very late.
I think the subs are wrong. I think the subs are a fucking joke. We take Jesus
Get
off.
the signs out.
No, we take
Get
Jesus.
the banners.
We take Jesus
The
off.
banners are still fresh.
Shut the fuck up. We take Jesus off and we bring Trossard in, right? Now, I don't mind Trossard, but the worst player on the pitch was Bukayo Saka against Liverpool and against West Ham. And it's not because he missed a penalty. Forget the penalty. He
Just
fucked
having
up.
an off game.
He was having an off game. He was having an off game against Liverpool. Now, as a manager, you've got to see this. I know he's your star player, but if he's not having a good game, you take him off. Son didn't play good for Tottenham. He was taken off. This is what needs to happen. But instead, he takes off Jesus, who's fucking scoring goals for fucking fun, right? Who's already scored a goal, who's already hungry to prove something, and puts Trossard on. It didn't make any sense.
I'll ask you another question.
Yes.
But listen to it carefully, right? Because it may sound a little bit...
Only
Do
fans.
you think
Do I think? No,
that
no.
now Jesus is available and other players are available, that Arteta is finding it hard to pick his right 11? Because I think when he wasn't around, Trossard was getting time. He was impactful. I just think now he's got more options. Do you think he's finding it difficult?
No, I think...
What about your star boy Eddie?
Oh, Eddie was on the bench.
Because now he's not getting any games.
He's unfortunately just came back
This is
from
my
injury.
point, right?
So Eddie's come back from injury. It's
a threat in this
we've
game.
got-
Last
and the
minute.
point that you're trying to make is with Emil Smith-Rowe, with Trossard now, and of course Emil Smith-Rowe hasn't seen too many minutes. Kieran Tierney hasn't seen many minutes. I have a problem with Mikel Arteta and not using the full squad.
This is what I'm trying to say. He's finding it difficult.
I don't think he's finding it difficult. I think he's just happy with his starting 11 and it works. So he's like, this cocktail seems to be working. Let's keep it going.
But it's not working.
Now it's not.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he hasn't got a clue when it comes to making a sub.
Yeah, but like we said before, man, it's a double-edged sword for the managers because against
You've got
Liverpool.
to gamble, Borges. Sometimes.
Yeah, but what about if that was the gamble? And you're saying
the gamble
for him-
is to keep Saka on two. He fucked up.
he's a
against
match winner, bro. He could win you the game.
Look,
I'm not disagreeing with you with
But do you
in-game
see what I'm
management.
saying?
I
His
do.
head was down.
No, I
he
do.
Just needs some time off.
I do, but at the same time, it could take that one moment where
Maybe it's a
Saka
penalty. He buries it and then...
gets you that goal, or it's someone else that's they took off Partey. But what about Partey's one strike of the ball? He could have been shit all game. All right, they brought in Jorginho.
Jorginho was actually had a good game.
Yeah, but
he had a good
that's
game.
what I'm saying. If he scores the winner, like he did against Villa, came off the goalkeeper, whatever, but it was his strike, then you're like, the manager's, he's got it right.
Yeah.
But when the subs come on and they don't get it right, it's the manager got it wrong. It's kind of a double-edged sword. But I know what you're saying with...
Bukayo Saka in this game, would you not agree?
happens.
Would you not agree that I think Trossard coming in for
I would
him
have
and
kept on
Jason,
Martinelli, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
and Trossard on the right hand side, he can play on the right.
the thing is, bro, now you're... Like, a draw or a loss, it wasn't going to mean anything in terms of the title, yeah? You're 4 points now. Yes, they got a game in hand. It becomes 1 point. You still got to play them.
Yep.
Yeah, you still got to play them.
So in that game, it opens...
even if you're lost, but even if you lost that game, it's still, if you lose to them, they're still ahead of you, right? So why not? He brings on what's his name?
You're saying the 1 point doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, so if it's 2-2, like you said, why don't you keep all these players off, take off a midfielder, take off Partey and put in another attacker and Ketia, or you keep Jesus, you bring in Trossard, you bring him in, and just go all out attack.
Go for it.
You go for it. You have it's either Trossard or Jesus kind of rotated, give him a bit of a free roll with Saka. You got Martinelli. You got Xhaka that can hold it down. Your defense, I know you've been conceding the last couple of games, but you haven't been to the point where, like, Holding's been okay.
Holding didn't do anything.
But
He made one mistake in this game, and everyone's throwing him under the bus.
Yeah, okay, but overall, like, he's not. They can probably survive.
That's right.
Throw
He's a
another,
good
and this is what I
Band-Aid.
mean. This is what I mean. I had an issue with Klopp where he takes like for like or positional like for like players and brings them in. Like, you brought in Jorginho to win you a game, maybe to hold possession.
No,
more.
it was because Partey was having such a bad game. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
okay, yeah, I get it, but then-
he was
But
having
then
a
sacrifice Partey for another striker or another...
Yeah,
attacking
that's what I'm saying. That's what could have been. That's
but it was an early substitution because Partey was losing control of the midfield. He
but
really
then
was.
you got 5 subs. So the later on, them subs with the Trossard and Jesus and all that sort of stuff. It's hard.
It's tough being a manager.
It
You
is.
gotta-
You
No,
gotta-
look, hindsight is a wonderful thing to have. Okay, it is. And I think for me, I just saw Saka against Liverpool. I saw him in this game. And you know what? Troops actually said it first. He put out a tweet and said it's time for Saka to come off the bench and come off the field. I think it was in the first half. And I go, you know what? I kind of see what he's talking about. But I'm going to watch him a little bit more because maybe we'll see something. Second half, he was still flat. I go, you know what? That's a good shout. And when Trossard was coming in, I thought it would have been for Saka. But unfortunately, the substitutions were late. I think they were, in my opinion, I'm not a manager. I'm not Mikel Arteta. I'm not good enough to manage Arsenal. But in my opinion, I don't think
the way he's talking.
I don't think that they were the right substitutions. I think Jesus should have stayed on the pitch.
But that's
But that's,
we've had
again,
this
it's an opinion.
conversation. We've had this conversation the last couple of weeks. Even the games you've won, there's been issues with in-game management from Mikel Arteta. Now, is the pressure getting to
Inexperience is one thing.
yeah, exactly, inexperience, but the pressure of being hunted down by the hunters.
Well,
You know what I mean? Man City, we've seen them.
I still call Arsenal the favourites, but Borch.
well, look,
City's playing
yeah.
3 tournaments. They're playing three competitions
yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, but
it must be
they're
must
playing-
feel good to play once a week.
But there you go. They've been playing one game a week.
That's what I'm
City's
saying.
been playing 3, and they're still. It doesn't look like they're slipping
I
up.
get it, but sorry.
And now,
I
sorry,
don't
but
disagree.
Sheffield United this weekend.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be a walkover. For them, it's going to be a training session game. Let's be honest.
I don't disagree with you.
They can rotate how many players and still dominate.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying I still think Arsenal are the favourites because you
I just think now, City.
they found their groove.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly right.
City, look, Arsenal just can't lose to him. Arsenal just can't lose to him. They can draw and it will still be 1 point if they win the game in hand. We always said,
Yeah.
I think there might be 2 games in hand after this weekend. Mate, yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be 2 games. But then, like
Who's
we always
Arsenal
say,
got this week? Because I know you got some tough ones. against-
Southampton.
Southampton. And that's a bogey team for Arsenal. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'll go there.
And
But you've got Newcastle coming up, I think.
yeah, we got Brighton coming up as well.
is Newcastle at the last game
We
of the
got
season?
Newcastle and Brighton. Still got to play them.
Yeah, but
that's not
Chelsea.
that's-
Chelsea.
You got to play Chelsea,
Not worried about Chelsea,
but
bro.
but
Yeah, but
City
they're the
have
ones.
to play
You're not
Brighton
worried
too.
about. You ain't worried about West Ham.
But you know
what I'm saying? Like-
you know what it is like when I look at the
And
moment.
West Ham are beginning hammered, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Look, I'm looking
Pun
at
intended.
I'm looking at our boys at the moment, and it's I'm hammering on Mikel Arteta, and of course the in-game management being an issue. But at the end of the day,
Southampton and City.
This squad needs to take responsibility for what the fuck it put out on that pitch. At the end of the day, it's an 80-20. 80% of this fucking game, 80% of the fault lies on the players, 20% on Mikel Arteta. There's not much a manager can fucking do. He sets them up, he puts them out in the pitch when the
See,
players
bro, you
can't
go
put
It's a
like-
together.
mental game too, but it's a mental game.
Of course,
too.
and you have to be big enough, a big boy, to go out there and fucking play football. You're playing West Ham. I know you're playing in the London Stadium, but you're playing West Ham. You're 2-0 up.
If you go get the points against Southampton, that puts you 7 points in front. I know they've got 2 games.
Yeah, but when you play 'em,
mentally,
yeah.
you still got to play those games, right?
Yeah.
And your City thinking, City, they're probably elite,
Yeah.
in their mind games. But you still got to think, fuck, we've got to play. Oh, imagine, so you're going to be 7 points in front should you beat Southampton, and then you play City.
Yeah.
Imagine you
Yeah.
play City and you beat City, you're 10 points in front.
I've got to ask a question. That's a good point. But do they play Bayern after us or before us?
They play before.
Before us.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
they're
one thing.
going to play Sheffield, then
Bayern,
then you guys.
then us. Yeah, and it's 3 days. It's 3 days after that. I think they play us.
Yeah,
That's
With Bayern, they're already 3-0 up. So
you never know. They might go there, get 1-0 up, and then
start
Start
making
subbing.
subs because unless you're scoring
Yeah.
5 against these guys, but you guys got Southampton at home, Fortress, all right, at home, followed by the Manchester City game, and then I think it's Chelsea for Arsenal.
I know you got to play.
Chelsea, yeah, you got Chelsea
Villa?
midweek.
You got Villa as
yeah.
well?
And then
So you got
we got Chelsea. We got Brighton.
You got
gotta play
Villa?
Brighton.
Do you get Villa?
No, we're done with Villa.
But see, I don't know if you're playing a midweek, bro, because
Mm-hmm.
here Arsenal play this Saturday,
Yep.
right? And then on Thursday you play. So there's no Champions League game. It's semi-final of FA Cup. Arsenal for because it's midweek. It says
Yeah.
the 27th. Unless I got something wrong here because that's postponed Monday. Arsenal play Southampton. Man City's game is postponed.
Yep.
And Thursday, bang. So there's no Champions League.
No
for them.
Champions League. No.
So that means we're not playing Europe either.
No, because the Europa League's this week.
No, but that's 27th.
Yeah. And this is this week. Because they got FA Cup semi-final, so they're not playing against...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Our Europa is this Friday.
They're going to be coming
You know
in
what I mean?
fresh. They're going to be
So
coming
they're
in
not playing.
Oh, so they're playing Champions League this week.
Oh, yeah, they would be.
They would be then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
they must
so
be.
yeah.
They must be.
Forgot the days.
We worked it out, guys.
Guys, 1 + 1 = 5.
Got it.
We've done the maths.
We
Quick
got
maths.
a quick maths.
Mikel Arteta, get your tactics right. In game
The
management.
second recording
we
was
don't even
like
know
3 minutes of talking football, 16
don't
minutes
even-
of trying to figure out who's playing who.
who's playing who and what day. So yeah, so they're playing this weekend
Yeah.
for a semi-final. So Sheffield United, get in. You got it. The Blades. Yeah, you're gonna do
I
it.
told you,
mate.
Sheffield versus fucking Brighton. And
Yeah, I'll take it. And then then Arsenal. So Arsenal,
big game.
there, and then
that's
you guys
exciting
got.
right there.
Then you have Chelsea. Then you have Chelsea. Then Newcastle. Is that the last game? No, it's
We
not.
still have to play Brighton.
Brighton again,
We have to play
bro.
Brighton.
Your run,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got a tough run. We got Brighton.
But
bro.
they've got a
and then
tough run
Wolves.
too.
Wolves.
They do have a tough run as well because they do have Brighton.
Wolves on the final day, Steve. Brother.
Mate, I'm
Raul
telling you.
Jimenez,
I'm telling
Raul
you.
Jimenez.
It was a good run. It was a good run.
It was good while it lasted.
It was.
I'll
We
be,
put pressure on champions of the world.
I'll be perfectly
Diego
honest.
Costa will
Against,
come back
I'm
too.
not. I am
Yeah, he
not
scored
confident
first goal
against
this
City.
week. Fuck
I
with it.
am not confident against City. Not this way. Not the way these guys are playing. They're throwing this season pretty much down to it.
It's a big run, bro.
But City have a big
South,
run
it's
too, man.
it is the
They
biggest must win against Southampton. If they snatch anything, if they get a point,
It's these players.
matter.
It's the players. They got to wake the fuck up. They either want to win this or they want to fucking just stay at home and play fucking PlayStation.
play PlayStation, boys.
You know what I mean? You got to figure out what you
Unless
guys
Sheffield
want.
win.
At the end of the day,
Unless Bayern does a 4-0, everyone's happy.
at the end of the day, at the end of the day,
Imagine that.
at the end of the day,
Sadio
Mane's not
Mane,
playing.
got-
Mane, and then Sane, mate.
Sane's not playing. Sadio Mane is
Then
not
they'll stop
playing.
fighting with each other.
Mane's quit. He's done. He's finished. He's going to come to Arsenal.
Is he that? I thought Sane was going to come. Arsenal fans editing Sane in your kit for a couple of seasons now.
I'll take one Sane and one Mane and a Yuri Tielemans and a Castagna. I'll take Declan Rice. I'll take them all, bruh.
This guy doesn't rate his own team.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's about depth, bro. You know, it's about depth. You know, they were talking about Tottenham
Why?
depth.
You're playing
I want
one.
depth.
You're playing one game a week.
That's
Take it,
right, bro.
yeah.
I need it, bro. Look what happened.
Because they had, you know why?
I need to change everything.
You know why they were saying, Kev, out of all competitions, we had bigger fish to fry.
That's
Well,
that's,
this is the only fish left now, boys.
Unfortunately, that was
The
a lot of
only
other,
fish.
That was a lot of other Arsenal fans, except for this one.
We did a similar thing with them a couple of years ago with Liverpool.
Other fish.
I'm gonna put the question out there, Steve.
Yep.
So no cup competitions, and if you finish second to City, successful season or not?
1 point as well. Goal difference. Let's just-
Successful?
Is it a successful season or not?
No, I didn't win anything. What's success?
Okay.
You fucking what's well? I made Champions League. I was going to make Champions League anyway. If I was saying we're going to finish fourth, I wanted Europa League. I wanted a trophy. It's not about fucking winning, getting into Champions League. Yay, I made it. I don't give a fuck about that. I need silverware.
Okay, you heard it. You
It's
heard
about
it.
silverware. Hey,
Yeah.
look, teams are judged on silverware. They're not judged on making it into a competition that they might win. Fuck that, bro.
But were you gonna say, I don't know if we got receipts, but were you saying the same thing at
He
the
said-
start of the
I
season?
said I want fourth Champions League and I want Europa League. I want the Europa League in my pocket.
didn't
I want
get
the
it.
trophy. I didn't get it, so it's a failure.
Okay.
Unless I win the Premier League, it's a failure of a season.
Fair enough.
I said that, bro, and I've stuck with it. I've got the shits that we got out of the Europa League.
Well, don't worry, we might not be there very much longer anyway. We've got till Friday.
Well, what
Friday.
you got Sevilla with only 4. You're going to go there with like 6 players. Go, look, boys, we'll take you on.
we can call up under 13s.
Call up down the
Supporting
13s, yeah.
Rovers. And one up us out.
But see if we can push the game for 4 weeks. Time.
Push 4 weeks.
In 4 weeks' time, if we can push the game.
We can, we don't mind, eh?
Oh, but yeah, Steve, bro, it's coming to the nitty gritty
yeah.
time. I mean, the points were there. 2-0, okay, being 2-0 up as well, especially to Southampton. 10 minutes.
West Ham.
West Ham, sorry.
Southampton's coming, bro. It's coming, bro.
Prediction
Don't worry.
there, prediction
it's going
there.
there.
I know what you're trying to say, but at the same time, West Ham are playing for something big, man. They're playing
And
for
we're not.
survival.
And we're not.
I get it, but I'm
Sorry,
saying
bro.
what I'm saying is
Yeah,
it's not
before-
the same West Ham you would have seen in
Yeah,
round
but,
18,
yeah, but
19.
bro,
matter.
last week they
matter.
got pumped 5-1 to Newcastle, bro. This is the same
Yeah.
West Ham team.
And they decided this week we're going to turn up.
No.
Yeah, I
You
know,
what
I
it
get
is?
that, but if with Arsenal, it's going to be interesting to see now what happens. Southampton, it's literally, the bigger fish to fry. This is their cup final now, bro. I think it's a must win, like you said.
Every game is a must.
Go into the City game 7 points clear, even though they have 2 games in hand.
By the time they see City and finish the City game, if they win the City game, they're 10 points clear.
10 points.
Even though they've got 2 games.
It's a lot of ifs and buts. And the way I see it is if this squad doesn't wake the fuck up, right?
But
If this squad doesn't wake up, now it's done and dusted. It's all about the mentality. I don't think the manager can do much more than to fucking grab players and say, if you guys want to be here, be here. If not, you're gone. Because at the end of the day,
Who's grabbing the manager and saying, if you want to be...
No, the manager's not going anywhere. And I don't put this. I don't put this on the manager. A lot of people want to throw the manager under the bus.
What about Edu, mate? Not making the signings in January. I told you.
He made signings.
Trossard, that it?
Trossard was a decent
And now
signing.
Saliba's out. You've been struggling in the back there.
No, Saliba's out, and I've got Holding there. I haven't been struggling with Holding in the
I
back.
don't know.
I haven't.
Conceding.
My problem is
Conceding.
conceding. We're conceding. My problem was on the left hand side. Don't worry about that. It's Chiarantini. He's awesome. It's Zinchenko. He's right.
Zinchenko, they considered the same goal last week.
No, Zinchenko's
I
right.
rate Zinchenko.
No, he's right. It's
Passion merchant. He cries.
No,
he
is
shows
If
Plays for the
Zinchenko,
badge.
if Zinchenko had started this game against West Ham, if he had started this game against West Ham,
You know
we would
why,
have 4
Steve?
goals.
See, Arteta, he should have played I'm Forever Blind
You know
Bubbles.
Arteta.
You know Arteta. He should have played.
Look, Arteta knows.
Yeah, he knows nothing.
You know Arteta.
He should have played
4-4-2.
forever blowing bubbles at the training center.
Or blown bubbles out of the bus.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the reference.
You never walk alone.
Yeah.
You should have played that to
Or they should have
replicate.
just had a bubble machine the whole time. At training.
Look, maybe
That
all of
would
them
be
had
fun.
to.
Yeah,
no,
I'll go
no,
there
no, no. Prerequisite. Everyone has a bubble bath the night before. Finished.
Well, is it the same though? Is it the same? Guys, you let us know. Have Arsenal bottled it like their
Looking like
counterparts there in North London? Is that going to be
you don't compare
the
us to those
bottle
fucking
job
wankers.
capital
Don't you
of the
fucking
UK?
Compare us to
North
fucking
Lo-
Spurs. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just saying.
No, don't say.
Do we have to make that?
Spurs,
Do we have
Chelsea.
to make that the bottle job capital of the world? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there to the audience. Drop your
You can eat
$50 super chats only to mention $50 super chats only to answer that question.
His Madison jersey
You're just
next
lucky,
year.
man.
It's gonna go to my $1,000 fine to pay for the 3 points.
See, in Australia, just to let you guys know, we can buy VAR, and it's $1,000 a pop.
That's $1,000 a pop.
Daniel Levy paid a bit more, but we get it for a grand.
You don't even have to repeal. Just
That's it. Done.
put the check in.
you
But
go.
guys,
Cash in an envelope,
cash
bro.
in,
Fuck it,
yeah,
that's
I don't
it,
know,
bro.
Make it work. Make it break it, and then what do you call it? Pay tax. But guys, let us know what you think about Arsenal. Have they?
Is it over? Is it done and
Is
dusted?
it done and dusted for them, or is there still hope? Obviously, it's still in their hands. Just don't lose to Manchester City. Win the rest of your games, and they become champions. They break that duck in terms of City's 3 in a row, the 3-peat. Or is City just gonna steamroll the rest of the competition, which they look liking they're doing already?
Yeah.
United, Spurs, Newcastle, Villa,
The battle.
Brighton. That top 4.
2 games in hand? Or 1?
Something. 1 maybe,
I think
2,
2.
1 to someone anyways. 2 maybe, yeah.
I think 2.
Yeah, one of them's to us, so
And one of them's to us.
who's making top 4?
One of them's to us.
One of them's to you, so help us out.
One of them's the City.
One of it, bros.
Oh, Brighton,
Newcastle-
I need you to do the City. Come on, mate.
Newcastle, United, Spurs, and Villa. Who's making it? Who's making it? Because they got the FA Cup in the bag already. And guys, relegation, it is going to heat up in the next couple of weeks. We'll do a few maybe separate videos to that as well about the relegation fight, because it is getting interesting. 1 week they're winning, your Evertons and all that. The next week they're getting pumped, and then it's always fluctuating. Only a couple of games in there, and if Chelsea keep losing, guess what?
Well, they're
see
closer to the bottom than after the
Coca-Cola.
top. You know
Is
what
there
I
still
mean, bro?
Coca-Cola Championship? What's it called now these days, huh?
They can go join Wrexham somewhere in League 5.
Well, they might meet. They might meet in the next couple of seasons. Yeah.
Somewhere.
But yeah, guys, like always, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see. We might catch you in the next one. Take it easy.